Okay, hi Capricorns. Welcome to my channel, Lucy the Antigua Tarot, and I'm Lucy. And today is Tuesday, September the 12th, and I am here to do the tarot readings for you guys. And I thought it would be really cool to do more of a mid-month reading of September going into part of October in relation to some of the strong influences that we have had, especially beginning with that total solar eclipse that we had on August the 21st, which was amazingly intense energies, which are going to carry us up to January of 2018, Capricorns. Plus, that same lunar cycle came in with a full moon on September the 6th. So also a very strong full moon, since it was the full moon of the new moon that created the solar eclipse on August 21st. So it's all connected and it's just fantastic. So I thought it would be so nice to ask the tarot messages for you guys, advice, see what cards would come out for you. Oops, some of them are trying to pop out. Look at that. And that's a good card for you guys, but I'm going to stick it back in the deck. Okay, let's put that back in. All right, so let's see what the tarot brings for you, Capricorns, for this remaining month of September beginning today. This reading is on Tuesday, September the 12th. I'm in Guatemala, Central America, and over here it's around 10:30 p.m. So that's the time frame that we're in right now when I'm doing these readings for you guys. So let's get started and see what we've got. Oh my goodness. Okay, the center card, I am doing a 9-card spread, starting with the center. This is the main energy for you right now. This is a general reading. We're going to start here at the top. You're getting the star. That's 2 major arcanas, which is the energy coming in. Card number 2, you have the 5 of Swords. Your card number 3, you have the Page of Pentacles. Card number 4, you have the Page of Cups. And then you have the Fool at your center. And that's card number 5. Number 6, you have the 2 of Wands. Card number 7, you have the King of Pentacles, Capricorns. Card number 8, you have the Ace of Swords. And card number 9, you guys are getting the 9 of Pentacles. Wow. So you have Cups, you have Wands, you have Pentacles, and you have Swords. You've got all the 4 elements, the 4 energies going on here. Really a very nice spread for you. So again, we have 2 major arcanas, the Fool at the center, the stars coming in. You have 2 pages. You have the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. Really cool. All right, you have a court card. Well, actually the pages are also considered court cards. And you have the King of Pentacles. Okay, one here at this corner and the other pentacle here, and you have a pentacle here, the 9. So that's interesting with the stars. Pentacles, a pentacle represents the sacred space. It's a 5-pointed star with a circle around it. So it's I like to consider it as the sacred space within the material world. You have 2 swords, one crowning your center and one at the base of your center, which is very interesting. You have the 5 of Swords and the Ace of Swords, and then here you have this 2 of Wands. You have 1 Wands card, but it's a really nice 2 of Wands. So what I would like to do to begin this interpretation of this spread for you guys is I would like to start with your center card, the Fool, and then we're going to look at the Five of Swords, which is crowning your center, and we're going to look at the Ace of Swords, which is at the base of your center. Okay, Capricorn, so with your center card, the Fool, there's the Sun. It's the Zero card. It's the first card of the major arcanas. And here he is, this person or she, walking very freely, not really worried about what's going to come next. Okay. Almost going by instinct. That's why there's the dog here. Being supported by the Sun. And any emotional baggage has been left behind. This is a very light energy here with this card. And the reason why it is that way, because it is a new beginning. So Capricorns, perhaps you are getting ready to let your worries fly in the wind. Okay, it's like a wild abandonment, and new beginnings, because you're letting go, and now you're going to start something new. It's a new beginning. It's starting a new story in your life, a new path in your life, and this card represents our childlike selves, or the beginning of a new cycle. And when I say cycle, you know, they say that cycles last 7 years, but it depends. Some cycles last less than 7 years, but you're beginning a new cycle in your life, something new that you're going to be embarking in if you haven't already started, or you're possibly even really thinking about creating some major changes, okay? And starting new things. So it is a young energy, childlike, and it's young in the sense not necessarily in age, but young in passion and hope and desires, and that innocence of just going forward, leaving faith to the winds to guide you, and the Sun is guiding you. It's a really great card. And what is the final destination here? In reality, because you have some other really important cards going on here, we're going to be looking at those to determine in which direction your Fool self is heading. Okay, so excuse me. The Fool is not necessarily denoting a negative aspect, okay? Because it's very positive, because for the Fool, the lesson is in the moment, in the here and now, in the adventure of chance. And the Fool often shows up in readings as a reminder that we might be taking life too seriously. Okay? And with some of these cards surrounding you, you know, we're going to be looking at some of these cards definitely. So it could either mean taking yourself too seriously, okay, it's at your center, or you're really just letting go and being completely willing to embark on a new path, letting, you know, the baggage of the past go. You're beginning a new cycle, and well, that's pretty much what it means. And it doesn't really matter what the destination is at some level with the Fool, but for you Capricorns, I have a feeling that it matters a lot. So that is your energy at your center. Very nice energy going on there for you. So my question is, what I am wondering here when I see this is it that you're maybe holding on too tight and being too strict, Or are you just really letting go and moving forward, not really knowing what will happen next, but having faith in this energy, the sun supporting you? So which one is it? Well, crowning your Fool, you have this Five of Swords. And you may be experiencing, with this card, it's telling me that perhaps you're experiencing hard times, difficulty in communicating your ideas. And because it is swords, it's about communication. And because it's the Five of Swords where there are other people involved, yeah. And it's a problem. It's freaking you out. It's making you uncomfortable. You're worried about it. Perhaps there are these gray clouds over the blue sky, and all this communication that has taken place. The swords represent communication. You know, it's like you have two swords going up, but you're facing away from them, and you have one sword facing down and two on the beach, on the sand. And so there is, for that reason, it might have a lot to do with the inability or not feeling comfortable in expressing what you want to say, your ideas to the people that are around you. Now, it could be also that you're kind of inventing stories in your head that don't really exist in the real world, in your real life, for example. So what is happening is that perhaps you're feeling way too self-conscious, and you have come up with reasons in your head, in your mind, to believe that other people aren't getting you. They don't get you. But it could be that they're not getting you because you're just not really expressing yourself very clearly. And maybe that's why you're feeling that way. Now, this card could also be talking of conflict that is pointless. You know, it's not worth it. It could easily be sorted out. It doesn't have to be so complicated. And if you just clear your communication, if you just clear your process of communication and understanding, and also listening carefully to the actual words that the people around you are saying, instead of guessing or thinking that you know what they are trying to say. That could also be a problem. So there's, like, you know, serious communication problems with this card. And it could be creating problems for you, and maybe you're just having a really hard time letting go these conceived mental processes of assuming that things are a certain way, and you're just having a hard time of letting that go, perhaps. It's becoming difficult for you right now to make decisions because you're so tangled in what someone else might think, when in reality what they might think is none of your business, really. That's what this card is saying. Okay, I mean, why would you care what they think, right? Because anything that is not vocally communicated is, you know, speculation, assumption, and it is not really based on reality. And this is a very unhealthy waste of time, a very unhealthy way to pass your time. Okay, Capricorns, this is a very awesome card for you guys right now. If this makes sense to you, this is like at the crowning your center. So I am thinking that what this card is telling you is key for this spread. And I haven't even looked at the other ones, but let's just leave it like that. Now let's look at that Ace of Swords that you have at the base. Interesting that it is also a swords card. Okay, communication, thought processes, perspectives, how we use our mind, or how we use our mind to see reality, what our thought processes are, what our logical processes are. So it's interesting that you have that card at the base of your Fool. And there is with this card, it's telling me that your intellect, as well as increasing a perspective of mental clarity, it's also helping you to find your way at this time. Now, mental clarity, it's going to help you. It's offering you, this Ace of Swords, Capricorn, is offering you clarity from this confusion, and it's at the base, which means it's there ready to come in for you. You just have to find a way to access it, to learn it. And it could be that is your new story, is learning. You're embarking on this path where you can have that ability to really communicate the things that you want to say. And having mental clarity helps a lot in organizing our thought processes to be able to say what we want to say. Now, you are capable. This card is telling me that you're capable of having a balanced mind. Obviously, Capricorns, you guys are really smart, and you are very intuitive, very receptive of what's going on around you, what people are doing, and how they're feeling. You have moved away from feeling confused and being full of doubt to a more expanded knowledge that is blessed by the heavens. So because this is at the base of your reading, it could be something that's going to be coming in for you after this beginning cycle with these cards, with this reading right now. It is a general reading. But anyway, this card is a gift, but it's yet to come. It's not there yet, but it's going to come, because I think what's going on is that you are getting ready, if not you already are, very aware of this, and you really want to have a handle on it, because you're getting this as a base. It's awesome. It's beautiful. So it's going to come. The card is also talking about the recognition of the fact that you are a highly analytical person. You have a very analytical mind, as well as a rational mind, and you have developed many beneficial skills, such as administration, as well as the ability to teach and to absorb lessons, and eventually also to communicate them, which you probably are already doing a lot of this stuff, because you're embarking on this new journey, perhaps. Okay. So what's going to happen with this card is that at some point you will receive blessings that are where you're going to feel fulfilled intellectually. So now is the time to take into consideration your own ability. Okay, take into consideration your own abilities, and which ones of those abilities that you have are going to make you shine brighter than those around you, right? You want to like maybe stand out because you're having a difficult time with this, but this is a promise, a very positive, promising card of this, in my opinion. And that is what's going on with your center cards, Capricorn. So what we're going to do now, I'm looking at Pentacles, which are awesome cards. You have two pages. Okay, so maybe we should look at these two pages and then look at your two pentacles, your king and your nine of pentacles, which she almost seems like a queen to me. But let's look at the two pages first and see what they're telling you. The pages are all earth. All the pages are earth, but they also are the symbol that they are carrying. So this is the page of pentacles, so it's earth and earth. This is the page of cups, so it's earth and water. And so with the page of pentacles, as I said before, it's all about the sacred space. And what does that mean? The pentacles represent finances, abundance, and money. Anything that has to do with the material world, but they also are the symbol of home and the nurturing of the Mother Earth. How we nurture her and how she nurtures us, hence being the sacred space, Mother Earth. That's basically what that page of pentacles is all about. The page of cups, which is following the page of pentacles, and it's on the right side of your center, it represents you and the role that you have in this reading, or it can represent someone else and the role they are playing in your life. Okay, so that is the difference between these two pages. So when we look at the page of pentacles, and it's here in your reading, it's your number 3 card after your 5 of swords, okay, which is significant. You are developing, Capricorns, a respect for learning and a respect for new ideas. You're opening up your minds. And this is absolutely awesome that it's following your 5 of swords, because this is going to definitely help big time in improving your communication skills. Okay, you are a young scholar, and what basically that means, it doesn't mean that you're young of age scholar, but you're like this fool embarking on a new journey, and this new journey for you guys will be scholarly. It's going to be introverted, despite your best efforts to the contrary. Because, you know, when you embark on journeys that deal with learning and developing the learning and the new ideas, it requires a lot of hermit-like characteristics or actions where you kind of have to retrieve and do a lot of studying and reading and research, pretty much. So you kind of become like an introvert when you're like embarking on these journeys. And if you're not used to doing that, yeah, it's going to take some effort on your part to just realize that you are kind of going into your own space, your sacred space. Okay, now you might even prefer to have that time alone, instead of being in a place or somewhere where you're going to be constantly distracted from the things that you want to achieve, the work that you want to do at this point in time. You probably want to retire a little bit or kind of remove yourself a little bit from, listening to the news, that whole drama that's going out there in the world, which makes a lot of sense because it is a distraction. Now, you have a really good head for time management, and you really like to manage your time. You're also very resourceful physically in the physical world. You have the ability to be predictable, to be equipped with good instincts. You are blessed with the inspiration of spirit that drives you to listen to all that you possess instinctively. Okay, so that is what this card is telling us. It's awesome. It's a beautiful card for you Capricorns right now. I really do believe that this learning journey here with this card and the Fool, this is telling me that your journey is about knowledge. Yeah. Okay. Being resourceful with your time and your private space so that you can focus on the things that you want to learn, on developing new ideas, being that scholar. Okay, that's what this is saying. And even though you're going to want to be expressive, you are going to realize that you're really just becoming like a hermit-like kind of scholar, but that this is going to bring you the promise of this Ace of Swords, I believe. That's how I'm seeing your reading, Capricorns. Now, then you have that Page of Cups. And, cups are emotions. So, and it's your Fool. You are facing this Page of Cups. So, it's talking about being sensitive, being creative, being emotional, being resourceful, being affectionate, tender, and loyal. So you're being dominated by the desire to transform, to change. You're going to definitely go through a metamorphosis, I believe. And since this is a reading that is focusing on this energy that came with the total solar eclipse that we had on the 21st of August, this energy, I believe, Capricorns, is something that's going to be with you and carrying you into January of next year, where perhaps you will start feeling this amazing transformation. Okay. Yeah. This Page of Cups is usually a young energy. It could be a young girl or a young woman. Okay? It could be a young man. And there might be feelings of melancholy and a very passionate energy towards this young person. And this young person could be somebody who really studies hard but gets easily distracted by their imagination. So this page can either be, as I said earlier, it can be you and your function within these aspects, okay? Maybe this is you really feeling really young and you're not married and you're feeling a little melancholy and passionate towards what's happening to you right now. And you want to study, but you are getting distracted by your imagination. It could also mean that. Now, also, this Page of Cups brings in that personality of someone who doesn't have a lot of experience in certain things, because they still have that very youthful sense about themselves. I've met many people who they're in their 40s and they still act really young and innocent. Um, yeah, kind of dreamers. It's very common. I don't think it's uncommon, this kind of trait. It's someone who's still developing their character. It could be you, okay? And the thing is that we're all developing our personalities throughout our lives and changing, going through changes and going through the cycles. The Fool is a new cycle, okay? We all go through many cycles in our lives, and each cycle are come with new lessons, right? That's why they're cycles. Once we learn the lesson, then we move on to a next cycle, okay? And this card, what it's telling me is that you might be going through some phases that are initiating at the core of who you are. And you're probably willing to work really hard for this success, being successful in this process. And I think it's so related to this one here. I think that they're so connected with this Page of Pentacles, that energy that's going on there. And the thing is, if you might even be in need of assistance, and you have this King of Pentacles, and we're going to be talking about that next. Well, after we talk about this Two of Wands. But yeah, if you're looking for assistance, it's going to be there because you have this King, and he's at the base of your page, which is really cool. And we'll talk about that King. We might do that next. But going back to this Page of Cups, which I just think it's a fascinating card, very difficult sometimes to interpret. You also might be feeling an intellectual, emotional, the intellect and the emotions. You have Pentacles and Cups, of being drawn towards the arts, meditation, Eastern philosophical studies, magic, any of those interesting studies that are out there for all of us to learn. And also this Cups, because it's emotions, it's telling me that you probably are very connected to your intuition, exceptionally so. You feel things deeply and intensely. Now, again, this is either you and how that's influencing this process for you right now, or someone who's coming in influencing. And that's something that you have to determine depending on each individual case. Yeah. So that is really beautiful, Capricorns. I want to, before I do this Two of Wands, I'm being pulled toward this King, just because it's at the base of this, and I believe that they're connected. Okay, so because the Pentacles are the material world, Capricorns, and it's achievement it's an earth sign. You guys are earth, right? Capricorns are earth. And it's so appropriate that you're getting this King of Pentacles, because what that means is that you have traveled all the Pentacle cards. Okay, you've achieved a lot of stability in the material world, and you have reached a place of pure mastery, Capricorns. Imagine that. That is amazing, beautiful. So this King is not only representing everything that is abundant, that has to do with abundance, but this King, or you, also controls the very idea of this part of life, which is acquiring abundance in the material world. you have complete control of your material world. Or it could be someone that has more control of the material world than you do, because maybe they're older and more experienced, let's say, who could also lend you advice. It might be somebody you know, or it's you, right? Because the court cards, that's generally how they work. Now, this king can create money and opportunity out of thin air. He doesn't need to convince himself or others that he has this ability of abundance, or to be abundant. Okay, and that's obviously you guys, Capricorns, and I know a lot of Capricorns, and yes, they achieve a lot in terms of their material world and those sacred spaces in the material world. The universe knows of this power that you have and bends to your will, or this king's will, okay? And this king is a jolly man. He's funny and he's welcoming. He is the one who believes that everyone should be happy and abundant all of the time. Now, so if you don't have those characteristics, Capricorn, because you're still figuring out things, obviously, because you're getting these other cards here, there is a promise of that, so that you can communication, for example, and learning more, not having more knowledge, more experience. So this is either you, or you're in that path, on that road. It's coming out after your Two of Wands, which we're going to be talking about next. But it's also at the base of your Page of Cups, and it could also be maybe somebody who has more experience than you, that you can seek advice, as the Page of Cups card was saying earlier. So this king, like I said earlier, he really truly believes that everyone should be happy and have abundance all the time. So when you have received this abundance, that this king, which is me talking about this abundance, and he's in your reading, he brings you the ability to be resourceful, Capricorns, and a dependable spirit. And I know, Capricorns, I have many families and friends that are Capricorns, and yeah, they're totally like that. So this is a great card for you. It's just like depicting you to the T. You're very watchful, with very good instincts, as was mentioned earlier with the Page of Pentacles. And yeah, and you are a good leader. And you tend to be ruled by the drive for stability and comfort, okay? And this card is representative of a father, or a provider of this kind of stability and comfort, this kind of like stability in the material world, or a father figure, okay? Really beautiful. So, perhaps you are surrounded by a lot of young people, and you are this father figure for these young people too. I mean, that could also be another interpretation going on with that. Absolutely awesome. But now I want to go to this Two of Wands, which is, on the left side of your center card. And this refers to doing the job well and then seeing the benefits. He's looking through his globe there, and he can see beyond of what's could be in store in the future for him, and then he can see what he's achieved up to this point and what some of the benefits are going to be that are coming in. It's a really powerful card, and it's 2 wands, And it's all about duty and hard work. And it indicates that you are working through physical issues in your life, such as monetary or work issues, okay? Or it can also be internal issues, such as emotional challenges that require strength and resolve to overcome. So it's at the base of this Page of Pentacles. So it could have something to do, these three cards here, you know, are probably, you know, they're connected. And that's part of your new journey. You're realizing that you have these challenges in communication, which are totally connected to the emotional components of ourselves. And you want to overcome that. You want to learn how to overcome that so that you can master it, because you are the king of mastery, mastering things. You're the king of pentacles. It's really beautiful. It really is. This card could also be indicating that you are feeling distracted. You know that you have tasks at hand and you are not ready to complete them. And that's a very important thing. You can't complete something if you're not ready for it. So now is the time to get cracking. Okay, so perhaps start hitting those books. Okay, get cracking. And the wands are pointing up to your Page of Pentacles. See, so that's kind of cool. And he is facing the Fool, like, okay, embark on this journey. You will reap the benefits. Yeah. Really quite beautiful. Now, so we have this page, we have the Two of Wands, and then here we have, leaving your reading, the Nine of Pentacles, which is she's not a queen. She looks like a queen, but she's not. She's not the Queen of Pentacles, which is a completely different kind of queen. But she is, you know, she looks like a queen. She's got those 9 pentacles. She's got her bird there that she's trained. She is like very Mother Naturely, you know, she's a Mother Nature type of woman, possibly an earth sign. You know, the earth signs are Capricorns, Tauruses, and Virgos. So any of those signs she could be, or anybody who has those characteristics. But she's not the queen. She's the 9 of Pentacles. And this is a card of sacrifice and discipline in terms of getting what you want. Okay, so whatever journey and, you know, that you want to embark on, be it in terms of knowledge, whatever, it's just telling you that you need to be disciplined and get focused. You might be a little bit distracted, and you might have to, you know, put some effort into it. You are good with your hands. Unlike other people, you have learned from your own mistakes, Capricorns, and you are working on moving forward in your life. And this is the card that's leading you. So it seems to me that and she's looking in this direction too, in the direction of leaving this reading cycle to embark on this new journey. Really beautiful card. Moving forward with your life. So right now, she's telling you, this card that is telling you that it's an excellent time to be making plans, Capricorns, to complete your goals. Okay, so there you go. So instead of starting on something new, which here it's telling me that you are, but you need to complete certain goals that you've started already. So take this time right now to do that. You know, to reap what you have sown and to watch the positive materialize. Basically, that's what she's saying. But in reality, I think that you just need to move forward. If you have any kind of pending stuff going on, you have this Five of Swords, which is talking about communication breakdown. It might have something to do with work or a project. This kind of thing needs to find closure, but also embark on this journey. I believe it's about both things. Now you have the Star coming into your reading, and I'm doing that one last because basically what I'm doing here with this reading, Capricorn, there's so much going on. I just pretty much had to break it down in pieces to make it coherent for me and for you. So it certainly works for me. So going back to your beginning, which is the energy coming in. Okay, so the energy coming out is moving forward, complete what needs to be completed. Energy coming in, you have the Star, and this is the lucky star. It's bringing you luck. Lucky you, Capricorns, because luck is coming your way, and you're going to be feeling a little special. And it kind of makes sense to me now after, looking at all these cards and all these journeys, that you're going to be embarking on. You are going to feel lucky. You have this that brings luck. You have this. All of your cards are bringing you beautiful opportunities and beautiful chances for journeying into new terrains in your life. And I'm just going to pull these up a little bit. So it makes sense that you would be entering with the Star, because it's bringing you peace. It's bringing you peace of mind. It's bringing you tranquilité. And most important of all, Capricorns, it's bringing you hope. And, it's been difficult. Something, oftentimes when we have difficulty communicating our emotions, I believe it has to do with things that have happened to us that have been really painful. And even though this reading is not really talking about this, because you're getting the Ace and the Five of Swords, and the main thing here is not really dealing with your past pain. It's all about moving forward and learn and realizing now that you want to really bunker down and study and learn new things, read more, research more perhaps. And so that's why I don't think it's really a reading that's focusing on past pain, but it is showing up in this card, in my opinion. So it represents, this card, the Star, represents that connection, a really true connection with the holy, with the divine, and that there are really favorable energies guiding you, Capricorns, right now at this time. It's also saying that you're on the right path. Imagine that. You are making the right decisions to trust yourself, because you already have the answer that you're seeking and that you need. You need to trust yourself. And also become informed, obviously, but this is follow the path. Wow. Well, a Capricorn's beautiful reading. I really, truly, really enjoyed doing that. Have a great rest of the month of September and transition into October. And I hope that this has been a positive reading for you. Thanks for visiting my channel, Lucy the Antigua Tarot. I'm Lucy, and I hope you really like your reading. Take good care, and I will see you guys around. Bye-bye.
Such few days that we spent together, yet the moments we shared, they seem to last forever.